Hi, welcome to our first instalment of Couch Chats with Silver. Today we're here with Jane Bellis.
Hello.
And we're just going to be talking about where this all began. So Jane, do you want to give us a little bit of an introduction about yourself and your background?
Yes, I will indeed. So I have been in the fashion industry for just over 20 years now, which gives away exactly how old I am. And I have done various things from lots and lots of fashion, especially recently, but I've done all sorts from special effects and film and TV, and I teach as well, so quite sort of well-rounded within that kind of arena. Started out very young in the industry and did a little bit of modelling in my early career, which straight away didn't sit very well with me because it was in the 90s and that was when things were already starting to be a little bit, the beauty standards were starting to get a little bit off kilter. So I kind of veered away from that a little bit. Did little bits for a few years, but never signed with an agency or anything like that. Just wanted to do my own thing, standard. And then carried on training and doing my makeup artistry. So that's kind of where a real short story of where I began. Obviously, I then had my babies and run my business. So that's been the last sort of 18 to 20 years. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. But more importantly, it's kind of about the story and how that's developed and how that's jumped forward and brought us here sat on this thing for a little bit more.
So we're now running into the era of Art&Soul tribe. So do you want to tell us the exact catalyst that began this whole journey?
Yeah, I can remember it really well as well. It was backstage at a London Fashion Week show, and there's nothing specific about that particular show that was really that kind of caused anything. It was just the general. It was a bit like Groundhog Day because I did lots of different fashion shows in different regions, and I remember being backstage and I'd done my job, and it's brilliant. I love my job, I love my industry, but it's very much like a production line of the same kind of thing. So I'd done my job and I'd been working on the models, and there was a set brief, and it was the same as I'd always done every other fashion show. And just looking at the girls, and they were all one shape, one size, they had to be a certain height. And I kind of was looking around. I remember that defining moment where I was kind of looking around thinking, I know that those girls have really bad self-esteem problems because I'm working on them and I know quite a lot of them. And I know and I see a lot of the damage backstage at these fashion shows, and a lot of the girls have really bad, they'll have eating disorders, anxiety, they'll, have drug problems. The pressure on them to stay and conform to that beauty standard is damaging to them, and yet we parade them out. And I'm part of that problem in my role because I will make them look pretty, and then the photographers will like them, and everything will be then edited afterwards if it's a shoot. And what's churned out in the media bears no resemblance to that original person. So the damage is kind of double. It's damaging the person, the actual model themselves, and it's damaging everyone that's looking at the picture because it's just not real. It's just in no way real. It's lovely and it sells products, but people need to be aware of the difference between reality and what's being completely fabricated. So I was just watching them walk out and I thought, this is ridiculous. It's not getting any better. I wish there was just another alternative, which is kind of the way the word alternative came from. I just wish there was an alternative. So this is beautiful, this is great, this is one style, and you can see these girls, fantastic, they may look brilliant in those clothes. But what about everybody else? There's no representation for any other kind of body shape, any other kind of style. And if there is, it's very, very niche, and it's kept very niche so that it's meant to be an outside kind of thing. It's not.
So it's nice to show the variance.
Yeah, in a positive way and in an inclusive way. So like, hey, that's great, but so's this, rather than, oh, look at that, how different and weird is that? It's still quite negative the way that, especially the alternative community, which is traditionally alternative, would be, the tattoos and the piercings and the hair and the music. That's the phrase was alternative fashion was coined for that kind of thing. So yeah, even when that was represented, it was still quite damaging and quite negative. So I thought, I'm just going to put on a show, I'm going to do my own. I don't care, I'm going to do my own. So a few of my friends that were already, I'd worked with as models before, who were mainstream models, but I knew were also into the same kind of things as me, said, how do you fancy it if we do a show that's just kind of a bit more rock and roll, and there isn't so much pressure on everybody, and you don't have to look a certain way or behave a certain way, you can just go out and be yourself and showcase that. Any different, anybody can be beautiful in their own way, but they don't often get the chance to show that and shine. Like, yeah, we're up for that. And then I managed to drag Bri Manzi into it as well, who's hiding lovely behind the camera over there.
Hi there.
So I managed to bribe Bri into joining us and saying, do you fancy it, let's do it. And it was supposed to be a really just a one-off small show that we'd get some brilliant pictures from and just put it out in the media that this is what we've done.
And it's obviously sort of steamrolled from there.
Well, that was, I mean, all of our merch, obviously, you'll see that a lot, and there's lots of hashtags, AFF and Alt Fashion Fest and things like that, and it's brilliant. I'm really proud of the fact that that's quite well known now, which I didn't expect in any way. So we kind of got such good feedback from that first show in Liverpool that people were saying, right, I want to join. I haven't got crazy hair, but I've got a disability, or I have scars, or I'm really petite, or I'm really tall, and I've never been allowed to do this because of X, Y, and Z. Can I join in? I was like, yeah, we'll do another show then, that'd be great. So we kind of thought we need another one. And then the public were also giving us great feedback, saying, I'd love to come to this again, I'd love to bring one of my kids. So I thought, do you know what, there's massive need for this. And it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. It wasn't just for a small minority of people. It felt like everybody, 99% of the population, I realised, weren't represented at all and wanted something like this.
So it serves a purpose for the majority of society.
That's what, and that was really an accidental thing. So that wasn't part of the plan at all. I didn't realise that it was that bad a situation, or it was that needed. So as time's gone on, we kind of collected, like a giant magnet, collected these amazing people. He's one of them, our soul tribe, which is another important kind of phrase to me, because that's kind of one of my belief systems, that we do have our own soul tribe, people that are on the same kind of wavelength, that have the same values and the same, and you tend to find these people, they gravitate towards each other. So I thought, are these people, some of these people that I'm coming across are definitely part of my tribe. And that's how the kind of name Art&Soul Tribe came around, because we needed a larger organisation to do more good.
So now the Art&Soul Tribe is hopefully going to be known as a sort of backbone for societal change, trying to push more positive in humanity, trying to go forward. So what is it that you would like people to think of when they hear the name Art&Soul?
We've been discussing this quite a lot lately, and we're trying to work out, we've got a new website that's just been launched, and we're looking at various sort of business development within it, because we realise that to do good things you have to have structure, and you have to sort of run it as a business and to make the most impact. And one of the things I wanted to do was look at values and what we all collectively, and now there's over 100 people, amazingly, over 2 years that have become involved, which is just brilliant. And I wanted it to be a bit more inclusive, so everybody had their say. So we've been doing a bit of fact finding to see what kind of values people think that we as an organisation hold. And lots of the things that were coming out were things like support, inspiration, empathy, respect. And I think that's what I want. I want people to know, really transparent, what our values are, what we aim to do, and what we want to sort of get across in society. And it is that. It's just support and positivity and inspiration and empathy. And just to let people know that they're not, whatever they're going through, they're not on their own. There are more people. There are many tribes out there of people that it's just finding someone that you can connect with, and a group of people that understand you. And I feel like that's us. Do you not agree that even though we're very different individually in the group, we're really different, but the one thing that keeps us together is that kind of
it's a sense of belonging. It's a sense of collectiveness. And there's even people that have come to us after one thing that they've seen, like one public performance, or
even a small tiny show or something.
Exactly. Like even a post on sort of Facebook or Instagram, where people have seen it and sort of thought, I need to be part of this, I need to learn more. And you get people who actually come up to you and say, how can I be involved, or how can I keep in touch? And it's nice.
It's lovely, and it's totally
really nice.
Unexpected. Now it's more expected because we know, and recently, especially the last few months, it's been more and more. So I know that people are coming our way, and that's making me that's what's driving me forward to the next bit now, because I'm really aware that people react that way, and I think, there's a need for it then, people need it.
And it's kind of surprised me as well. It's happened maybe 4 or 5 times in the past month, where someone who I don't know at all has actually come up to me and gone, I know your face, why do I know your face? And then they've relayed back that they've seen it from a show or a post or something like that. And it shows how far you can reach, even though you don't have a clue who these people are. You've touched them in some way, and it's really amazing.
And that is the whole point, isn't it? It's just to make a difference in some way. It's a positive difference to somebody's life. And there's so many ways that we can do that. But the difficulty is that a lot of people out there will really want to do it, and they'll be passionate about it and have the ideas, but there's too many obstacles in the way, and it's too easy to give up because society is what it is, and kind of the powers that be are designed to keep that side of us down. But unfortunately we don't react that way, so we don't really care about that. We just kind of find a way around it, under it, over it, or through it. So I think that's why we are making such a difference at the moment, because we're just stubborn. stubborn and tenacious, and we kind of, now we're on that road now, it's like a bit of a roller coaster, isn't it? We're not coming off it, we just have to find a way to get maximum impact and help as many people as we can in whatever way we can.
Exactly. And I think you'll agree with me that we could probably sit and talk about this on and on and on for hours.
Yeah. I've got loads of words.
But you mentioned about the website.
Yes.
Now, it's a brand new website.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to give us the link?
Yep. It is www.artandsoultribeuk.com. That's really important. So you need to go and have a little look. There's so many things that we can do. So just check it out. You'll be able to see this, not my boobs, the words, Alternative Fashion Fest. You'll be able to see specific bits on there for the visibility that we have. So you'll see all the shows and the images and things like that. But we've now become so much more than that, because all the people involved in Art Fashion Fest have their own creative businesses and skills, and it's through that we are managing to help create social change. So all these amazing people are donating their time and expertise to come together and to go and produce these shows that we're taking around to communities, and we're looking to get into schools to start the education really early. So you can find out all about the amazing people that are involved as well and their profiles. And there's a little bit of business activity that we've designed to be able to support us. We're always looking for funding, but we thought, this day and age, everybody's asking for funding from everywhere, and it's really difficult. Grants and things we're struggling with, so we've got a couple of different options funding-wise where there's benefits to people, because we need people power. So there's Patreon, which is a subscription where you become a patron of the organisation, which Vicky's on, and obviously I'm on because I set it up. But it's a way to sort of donate. It's like a coster a month. That's how ridiculously cheap
it really is.
And it's just a subscription that will go through, and you'll get sneak previews to everything we do. There's certain little things we're putting on, some discount codes to different businesses and various things, little bits of merchandise that will be, incentive for you to help and get involved. But most importantly, you will be impacting social change. You have a say in what we do next and that kind of thing, and you'll be able to come to various events. So that's one way. And the other way is to support us in our business activity. So when we're doing events and parties and shows and things, we can event manage.
And you can keep up to date, and it is really worth it, because obviously you're not just taking it for yourself. Even though you do go away with something from it, you are actually putting out to the majority of society. And obviously we're hoping to make the whole Art and Soul establishment, would you call it an establishment? Organisation. Make it bigger.
Yeah, it's got to get bigger and better. So I'm looking forward to seeing all these chats that we're going to do, because Silva's going to catch up with our other directors, Lindy and Laura, next. I don't know whether I will be invited to that couch chat as well, or whether I talk too much. It might just be them too.
We'll see.
See if I behave enough to get on that one. But there's so many interesting and exciting people that have, been with us from the beginning, and some new people that have joined us that have just brought so many great things to the table. And we're always looking for new people. So
exactly,
it's a good thing for you to be able to get first-hand knowledge and see what we're all about.
Before we wrap anything up, is there anything else you want to say at all?
Yeah, lots of things, but we haven't got all
relevant, Jane.
Relevant stuff. Just that, the reason we're sat here together today is because we've been doing a shoot. So one of the things I haven't touched on is the fact that to underpin all of the things that we do, so when we do our shows and when we do our education within schools, some of the things that we touch on are basically the things that people struggle to talk about, people find difficult, I would say. Because that's kind of a specialist area of mine. Maybe I don't have a filter. I find it easy to talk about things that other people don't find easy.
Yeah.
And I think I do it in a way where it's a little bit easy to take, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel that's a little bit of a skill of mine. So I think things like, we deal a lot with mental health, physical disabilities. We deal with LGBTQ community. We deal with homelessness. We deal with animal rights issues, loads of different things, all global issues, and anything current that comes up, we'll have an opinion on, and we just want to get that opinion out there in a non-threatening and informative way. So everything we do, you're going to say something.
I was going to say something. No, I was just going to say, off the back of that, what Jane just said, we will be doing, obviously, chats about anything that does come up that's relevant at the time, or that people have sent us questions about. We're going to be answering them as best as we can. We will be doing these couch chat sessions or live question and answer sessions. We're going to try and keep up to date with everyone and keep you in the loop with what we've got going on as well.
Yeah.
So I think it would be nice. We're going to have some special guests. Sometimes you'll just see my ugly mug. But I think it'll be really, really good. So make sure you do keep in touch, keep watching.
And put any questions our way. Silva's always there to
Always send me a
things,
message.
and it'd be nice for you to interact in that way as well. But some of the things that we're covering, we're not just shouting about things and then leaving it. We have support groups set up, so everything that we do cover, we have this sort of support network in place, so that if something that does affect you, you can get in touch and we can direct you in the right places. And if one of us can't do it, or one of our teams and groups can't do it, then we know who to direct you to. So it's really, really holistic, and it's a great way to kind of give as much support as we can. And our visibility, apart from the show, is based on some brilliant images and sort of concepts that we work with Manzi on. To depict some quite emotional topics. We've done quite a few already, so we'll be able to show you some of those, and you can see them online on the blog and on the website. But that's what we've been doing today, is one of our really important social issues that we capture on film. So keep an eye out for that, because that'll be next up, won't it? And you'll be able to see us very regularly. You can keep an eye and see what we're up to. And if you've got any suggestions of something you'd like to see that we haven't covered yet, then throw them our way.
The comments are always open below, and I'll leave my email in there, so you can always message if you do need to speak to someone about something. You will always be answered.
Fabulous. Can't wait to see more.
Thanks for joining us on our first session of Couch Chats and Silver.
We'll see you soon.
We'll see you soon. Please make sure you do like, share, and tell everyone you know. Peace and love.
Bye.